a function is created, you basically have to load the keyword with the function declaration over here, and then the name of the function over here, and then we have open and close parentheses. So what's interesting about these open and close parentheses is that we can add parameters inside of these open and close parentheses so that we can use whatever's contained inside. Parameters in this function to get different results depending on what we use to call this function with. Now, that may sound confusing to you at first, but once we use this in practice, it'll make more sense. So what I'm going to do is delete everything that we've had in the script so far. So I'm just gonna hit backspace just like this, and we're going to create a new function that's going to add two numbers together. So what I'm going to do is say local function, and then we're just gonna call this just anything really. We're gonna call this addition, open and close parentheses. I'm going to select the right side and then hit enter just like this, and I'm going to go down here and then call the addition function just like this, addition, open and close parentheses, and now we have our function declaration and also our function call down here. So this looks pretty similar to what we worked with in the last function that we created, but this time we're going to add parameters. Now, basically what a parameter is, it's basically a value that we can pass into this function so that we can use this value to make calculations within this function that we're calling. And so the way we separate these values is by, and the way we create these values is by giving a name for each of these parameters. So if we wanted to add two numbers together, what we can do is basically make the name for our first number parameter. So what we can do is say number 1, just like this, but we can really call it whatever we want. We can even say num1, and we can even say n1. But for this example, we're just going to say number 1 like this. And each value that we add into this is going to be separated by a comma. So I'm going to add a comma, space, and then we're going to add the second number to here. So we're going to say number 2, just like this. And so these are our parameters that we can put inside of here so that we can make our addition calculation. So now what we're going to do here is with these two numbers that we have thrown into this addition function, we can create a result of the addition of these two functions. So we're going to say local result, or we can call this whatever we want, equals number 1 plus number 2. You can kind of think of these two numbers as variables for numbers that we pass into here. And so we basically add these two numbers together to get our result. And so we can now print our result variable that we just created, which is the result of these two numbers being added together.
E se você pudesse criar o seu próprio site só dizendo é assim que eu quero? Com Wix, isso é possível.
So, now that we've added parameters, what we need to do is add arguments to this function so that it's basically represented as these two numbers right here. Now, what I'm talking about here is if we go down to the open close parentheses inside of our function call, we can see that Roblox is telling us that we need to add a number for number 1, and we need to add a number for 2. So in this case, we can add two numbers, let's say 5, and we can replace this with a comma, and then Roblox is going to tell us that we need a number 2 as well. So we can put in, let's say 2. So basically, this is an argument, and this is a parameter. The difference between arguments and parameters is that parameters is what we use to basically create our variables inside of our function declaration, and this is how we make our calculations. The arguments is going to be what values we throw into this function for the calculations that we're going to create inside of here. So as a result of this, what we're going to do now is go into the game and hit play, and what we should see in the output is the number 7, because what we did was we took number 1 and number 2, we passed them in as the first argument for number 1, which is 5, and then the second argument for number 2, which is 2. We add them together, and then we print out the result. I hope this part is making sense to you so far. It's a very important concept you need to know about, and this isn't restricted to just numbers. You can literally put in any values you want inside of here. So this could be, let's say, a string, which is gonna be whatever it is, or it could be a boolean as well. It doesn't really matter what it is, as long as the calculations are accurate, because obviously you can't calculate a string plus a number, and you also can't calculate a boolean plus a number as well. So you have to make sure that whatever you pass inside of here is accurate to your calculations that you try to make. And I hope this part has made sense to you up until this point. We can even do this multiple times by dropping a line and then calling the addition function again. So we can put in, let's say, 3 as the first number and then 2 as the second number, and we can even add another addition function right here, which is, let's say, 9 for the first number and then 4 for the second number. If we go into the game and hit play, then what we should see in the output is different results depending on the numbers that we gave this function. So now this function gives different results based on the arguments that we give it versus giving us the same result every single time we call this function, which is why parameters and arguments are very powerful when it comes to adding these inside of your functions when you make them inside of your scripts. Now, there's one final thing we're going to do before we end off this video, and that's going to be introducing return statements. Now, basically what a return statement is it's a value when it gets calculated, it's going to return that value so that it's going to go back into where we called this function. Now, I don't know if that completely made sense to you, but if I showed you through scripting, then I think you'll be able to understand it better. So what I'm going to do is delete these function calls to make this more simple, and instead of printing this result value, what I'm actually going to do is return this result once we calculate what number 1 plus number 2 is. So I'm going to delete this print statement, and what I'm going to do instead is say return in all lowercase, and then we're going to return this result. So we're going to say result just like this, and so this is our return statement. Now, what does this return statement do? Well, it returns the result of the calculation that we created back to where we called this function. So what we can do is create a variable that is attached to this function call so that we can take that value and then print it ourselves outside of this function. So what we're going to do is say local. We can call this print result just to make this, just to differentiate this between this result. And we're going to set this equal to the function itself. So we're going to say addition, open and close parentheses, and we can put in whatever two numbers we want inside of here. So we're going to say 8, and then for the second number, we're going to say 2, just like this, as we separate these by commas. And this is basically how we get the result. It's by calling this function, and then once we add these two numbers, we return the result. So it's going to go back into here, and that's what print result is going to be set equal to. So now if we go down here and then write our print statement with print results, just like this, if we go into the game, hit play, then what we should see in the output is 10, because we did exactly what the script is supposed to do with return statements. So we create a variable on the outside, we set this equal to addition with our two numbers right here. These two numbers are then added, and then we use this return statement to return the result back to the print result variable. And so now we are printing that result, and that is how we use return statements inside of Roblox Studio. I hope this part has made sense to you so far. And if it has, this has been one of the more difficult things to learn about. So I can commemorate you if you've been able to follow along up until this point. So now what I'm going to do is hit stop, and that is basically going to be it for this episode. Now, I want you to keep in mind that up until this point, we haven't really been saving our work. It is very important to save our work after we do anything important so that we don't lose any progress. So I'm going to go hit File, and then we're going to hit Save to File. Now, you can also hit Control S, S for snake, so that we can save our game whenever we make changes to the game. So that's one more thing I wanted to add before we end this video. For today's learning objective, what I want you to do is make more functions. So I want you to make a function for subtraction. You can even do multiplication and division as well, or you could even add more numbers to add as well. So you can have another parameter right here, so number 3, and you can do more calculations like dividing number 3 or something. There's a lot of possibilities you can have with this. You can add more parameters. You can make more functions that returns results or doesn't return results. You have a lot of capabilities and leeway for this learning objective. So I hope you make something really great out of this learning objective. And once again, go down to
Eu gastava o maior tempo usando vinagre e bicarbonato de sódio para limpar os alimentos. E quem me salvou